He lost his engine in practice yesterday and is looking at trouble.
Something seized in the engine, so now all we can do is try and get a start in 2 points. So by starting the event, we will get 2 points, and hopefully at the end of the year, we'll need these 2 points to win the championship, because that's our goal this year, big time.
Garen Schrader also pushing over the start line after electrical gremlins hit last night.
We tried everything we knew last night to get the car going. We'll push across the line. The 2 points are very valuable. We've seen the championship at the end of the year come down to that, so it's definitely worth doing. And then we look forward to the next event and put this behind us.
The big news is the arrival of ProDrive from the UK with 2 cars. Group N champion Carl Scheibel is part of the team.
Well, the Subaru handles phenomenal. I'm very happy with it. It's a 2000 Impreza WRX, and we're running the same running gear that will be in the WRX. It's coming in the showrooms in March.
Have you had to change your driving style?
Not really. I'm going to keep things smooth and uneventful, as usual, I hope.
Not likely, as first on the road, Paul Schwinnier takes off. This is going to be icy. The teams will be starting south of Atlanta for 7 stages before heading north into tonight's stages. In total, 235 miles of snow and ice await. Second on the road is Carl Scheibel, getting used to his new ride and new co-driver Brian Maxwell.
Need here. Well, there you go. Okay, in 10, it's a medium right.
Pete Lahm from Arizona finished 3rd in last year's Sno Drift. The veteran team of Doug Shepard and Pete Gladys are from Michigan. They know these roads. From the UK, Mark Lovell in the second ProDrive car is unsure what to expect.
Well, I'm not sure at all. It's a whole new experience on the snow and no studs and things, and at the moment I'm a bit nervous, but I'm looking forward to it, and it's certainly a challenge.
There's a triangle by the side of the road. Someone's off already. It's Pete Lahm.
Okay, goes into a long, long 90 left.
Seamus Burke and Frank Cunningham are up here from Atlanta, Georgia, but they're originally from Ireland.
Square right, square right, square right.
And Lahm still stuck. He could be there a while.
150.
The husband and wife team of Henry and Cindy Krolkowski, privateers in a car built by ProDrive. And Eric Eaton, former motocross racer, taking to the snow and ice of Michigan. Corey Jerome and veteran co-driver Tony Lamino in a wildly painted Escort Cosworth. Back at the front, still first on the road, is Paul Schwinnier, going into a very slick left hairpin. Let's see if he can get it slowed down. Slow but smooth, that's the way to take it. We're coming to the end of stage 2. Let's look at the total time for Schwinnier, 20:78. This is important because it will determine road position for the next section. Carl Scheibel now into the left hairpin. A little different approach, not quite slow enough.
Okay, just put your thinking hat on, concentrate nice and slow.
The challenge in these icy conditions is staying on the road. Every little off costs time. Drivers have to adapt to a technique more smooth than fast. There's Scheibel's time, 59 hundredths behind Schwinnier, about 35 seconds back. Doug Shepard is having mechanical problems. Report is he's lost the drive to the front wheels in this all-wheel drive car.
Straight for a bit.
On board, we can see Mark Lovell catching Shepard.
Might be pulling in. 90 left here. Through that gate. Shut him off.
That means Shepard's lost nearly a minute. Lovell gets ahead of Shepard. Coming into that left-hander now. He puts it into a slide, hoping to try and get some speed, but oh, he's got to drop down into first gear. And now here comes Shepard. Very slow. You can see that the front wheels just aren't pulling like they should. Here's Lovell's time at the finish, 63 hundredths behind Schwinnier. Burke, coming into a right-hander, uses the snowbanks to help him slow down. And coming into the finish now, it looks like he's catching someone.
Watch it here.
And at the finish, 96 hundredths behind, nearly a minute behind Schwanier for Burke. And we can see now that it's Shepard that's having the problems, nearly another minute behind. After the first two stages, it's Schwanier in the lead, followed by Scheibel, Lovell, the Krolikowskis, and Seamus Burke. Several top teams are out already due to being stuck in the snowbanks. It's time for SCCA ProRally Tech Talk. Lee Perkinson is in the service area.
In rallying, there is nothing more important than tires. After all, those are the only four things that are in contact with the road surface. Here's your basic rally tire, very durable, designed to slide through those rocks and gravel, very hard sidewall to prevent puncturing. This little skinny guy right here, this is the snow tire, designed to help cut through the snow, get down to better and better grip. These little knobs here actually have steps in them. That also helps get better forward and side grip. The tire over here, my favorite, is the ice tire. Has these little interesting wave cuts. Those are called sipes. Helps get more and more grip, as we all know you're going to be fighting for on the ice. Most people go, why don't you just use studs? Because it's illegal in the United States in rallying. But what drivers do to help find more grip, they'll play with the pressure, sometimes moving up, sometimes moving it down. It just depends on car setup and driver preference.
More Pro Rally action coming up.
Introducing the latest in all-weather gear from LL Bean. It's the new LL Bean Edition Outback from Subaru. With full-time all-wheel drive, classic LL Bean styling, and a new powerful 6-cylinder engine that makes the toughest drive a walk in the woods. The LL Bean Edition Outback. New from Subaru.
Like a sold separately.
Discover the power of the new 6-cylinder Outback today.
Eagle One presents this NASCAR moment.
Curtis Turner bred his skills on the modified tracks in the South before advancing to NASCAR's elite circuit. In 1960, Turner almost lost all his...
To experience the beauty of all-wheel drive. And by the Sports Car Club of America, America's premier motorsports sanctioning body. We're at the spectator area on stage 3, and here comes our first car on the road, Schwanier. Giving a little wave to the crowd. Up next, Carl Scheibel tries to make that same right-hander, and oh, gets a little bit wide. Down into first gear. And here's Lovell. He uses the snowbank to help him get a little bit of extra traction out there on the edge of the road. And Doug Shepard still soldiering on, even though he has mechanical problems.
Square left, square left.
On board again with Seamus Burke. And more problems for Shepard.
Go.
And Burke takes advantage. Back at the spectator area, Burke has it handled. Not quite so much luck, however, for our pal Doug Shepard.
Doug Shepard's day ended early in stage 3. Obviously, we can see the car grounded here. It is stuck. His day is definitely over, but let me show you why. This is how slippery it is out here, folks. It is unbelievable out here. I can hardly stand on it.
And now we're on stage 4. Oh, a little rough there. Downhill, a left-hander on the ice. Schwanier handles it nicely. And into the finish of stage 4. 38:38, the time for Paul Schwanier. Here comes Carl Scheibel. Still running second on the road. He's a minute 20 behind Schwanier. And here's Lovell through that hole in the road. Tippy-toeing around that left-hand downhill. And into the finish. He's only 77 behind Schwanier. Moves him into second place. Seamus Burke also trying to move up into the top 3. At the finish, he's 143 behind Schwanier. That puts him in 4th. A more cautious approach for Henry and Cindy Krolikowski. This is their own car, so they want to take care of it and be there at the finish. And at the end of the stage, 2 minutes 28 behind Schwanier. That's good for 5th. So after 4 stages, our leader is Paul Schwanier, followed by Mark Lovell, Carl Scheibel, Seamus Burke, and Henry Krolikowski. Lee Perkinson is with our leaders.
There's one thing in racing and rallying, there is no substitute for experience. We saw you out there. There was this tricky left-hander. Everybody was falling off the road, but you stayed on the road. Is that where experience really comes into play?
I think you're right there. I think after having driven 15 years in rallying, I know that sometimes you don't need to go as fast as you can, but you need to be careful and minimize your mistakes.
Over at the ProDrive service area, Mark Lovell tells us this is a new experience for him.
About 10 years ago, racing in Sweden, you were able to race in snow with studs on the tires. Of course, you can't use studs here. So what was your experience so far today?
Well, it's a lot slipperier than I remember. Some of it's very, very difficult, especially where the snow's gone off the top and it's down to the hard pack ice. And you go into the corner quite fast on the snow, and halfway around it goes onto ice, and suddenly it feels as if the whole car's moving off towards the snowbank. So I guess it's speeding my reactions up a bit.
There's a separate class for the two-wheel drive cars, and in third place among them is Mike Hurst. Running in second, Tadataki has added a turbocharger to this Escort ZX2. And in the lead, Brian Hurt. He came close to the championship last year, and he's hungry for it this year. On to the production classes, and Bruce Perry is only in his second year of Pro Rally, and he's in third for this event. First time in PGT, last year's two-wheel drive champion, Mark Utek. And leading the production class, Gail Truis and Patty Hughes-Meyer.
A lot of young girls come out with their fathers and mothers. It's something they can identify with. They're excited to see women following their dreams, doing something a little non-traditional, so it's kind of cool.
More of the SCCA Sno Drift Pro Rally in a moment.
Feel the power of a business opportunity that could change your life forever.
Presented by Subaru. Paul Schwinnier is still in the lead on stage 6. The icy conditions present a problem for the co-drivers as well as for the drivers.
On this particular event with all the ice, just making sure I can call the turns properly because of slippage or whatever is the big challenge, that I get the mileage right for him.
Straight over this crest.
And Mark Lovell's co-driver, Steve Turvey, having a problem with the slippage as well.
There you go, 90 right. Go on.
And Lovell slides past the corner, but uses the snowbank, makes a nice recovery, and loses very little time. This is the second time these roads have been used for stages, so they're getting very icy.
Actually, I'm going to go to more of an ice tire now. I ran with the intermediates, and I think all the snow was swept off the stages now after 60 cars have gone through. So we'll go to a more of an ice tire, and I think we'll be okay now.
Oh, look out. Did he say we'll be okay now?
I blew that last time. Okay.
And here's Henry Krolikowski trying to make up some time. See if he can't move up in the standings.
Sorry, square right, square left, square left, square left.
I don't know if I'd want to be in the passenger seat there.
Square right over crest. Square right over crest.
Burke listens to his co-driver, uses the snow to slow himself down. And he's able to make the corner just fine. Well, we haven't seen the last of Pete Lahm. Here he is again. He's managed to get it out of the snowbank, but he's running in last place. Back at the head of the pack, here's Paul Schwinnier, 1 hour, 12 minutes, 70 hundredths after 7 stages. Mark Lovell has been trying to catch Paul Schwinnier. Let's see if he can do it. His time, he's 1:41 behind. He's losing time to Schwinnier. And now here's Scheibel. He's 2:36 down, so he's losing time to Schwinnier as well. And the Krolikowskis, 4:77. They've lost even more time.
Intercom's gone. Straight on, straight on.
Problems for Burke. The intercom has quit. They're going to have to rely on hand signals and shouting.
Back off, Seamus, back off.
And the time for Burke, 2:63. That's good for 4th place. And the leaders after 7 stages, still Schwinnier and Becker, followed by Lovell, Scheibel, Burke, and Krolikowski. Seamus Burke's co-driver, Frank Cunningham, told us about their approach to this event.
We're not really, should we call ourselves snow merchants, so we're just hoping to get through this without a scratch. We'd be happy with a 3rd or 4th place. Take that away for the start of the championship.
Lee Perkinson is with the Krolikowskis to find out why they lost time on the Avery Lake stage.
We had a
stop for a while.
We were motoring along in fourth gear, and traction just kind of went away, and we started spinning. And as we figure it, we probably did about 2.5 revolutions, and we kept on hitting the bank on the lake side. Luckily, that kept us from going down over onto the lake.
Wow, that's a big moment. Did it hurt the car at all?
No, we've looked at the car, and the car has been untouched.
All right, Cindy, at that moment, are you thinking as a wife or as a co-driver, and what are you saying to this big guy?
Well, actually, I was praying out loud to God.
Did I mention it was icy?
Car Club of America. It's your ticket to the pit lane and the fast lane.
Valley Dirt, we take a look at the Group N class. This FIA class has become popular in the States, allowing teams to use production cars capable of running at the front of the pack. The enthusiasm has attracted England's ProDrive, who are running the series with last year's Group N champion Carl Scheibel and Britain's Mark Lovell, bringing a new level of professionalism to the sport.
You know, ProDrive have got a big involvement in the United States Pro Rally Championship this year. We've come up with 2 cars and got 2 good drivers, and we want to make a mark from a ProDrive point of view. Obviously, Subaru have quite a lot of interest in what we're doing, so we'll be working quite closely with them sort of later on in the season, and maybe make it, you know, more official at some stage in the future. We just have to watch every rally as it comes, I think.
And we hope you'll watch every pro rally here on Speed Vision this season. Back at the front of the pack, Paul Schwinnier coming into the hairpin on stage 8. The sun is getting low, and that's going to present some vision problems for the drivers. Mark Lovell told us his approach.
Well, normally when I drive, it's sort of, you know, attack, attack, attack. And here it's kind of, you've got to be so patient and wait and just keep waiting and waiting. It seems so slow. When you actually get to the corner, you're still skating on. One of my thoughts was that this Atlanta would be a good place for the Winter Olympics.
The Winter Olympics of driving, perhaps. Here's Carl Scheibel in the other ProDrive car, getting some hand signals from his co-driver coming through the hairpin. And now we turn to Seamus Burke, still using those snowbanks to help him slow down. And it's after dark now. We see those big lights come into play. As we ride with Paul Schwinnier, his time after 11 stages, 1 hour 47.72. Mark Lovell, 2 minutes, 24 hundredths behind. And then it's Scheibel, 2 minutes, 97 behind.
Okay, we're going right, we're going right.
Seamus Burke still bouncing off the snowbanks. His time, 2 minutes 75. That moves him in third place. And here are the Krolikowskis, 7 minutes 74. They hold on to fifth place. Pete Lahm has managed to climb back up through the standings.
It taught us a little bit of a lesson. It's taken us a little while to get back up to speed, and once we got it back on the road, we're trying to claw back. I think we were probably in last place, and I hope we're up to, you know, 7th or 8th now. So we're trying to get back, but it's taken a little bit of time. There's some real good competition out there.
After 11 stages, it's Schwinnier, Lovell, Burke, Scheibel, and Krolikowski. Seamus Burke gave us some of his rally secrets.
We disconnected the front anti-roll bar, so the car's handling much better. So I'm picking up some time.
Carl, for most of the rally, you've been running in third. Now you've dropped back to fourth. Are you starting to be a little conservative? I mean, what's going on?
Well, we are taking a little bit easier. We are winning Group N by at least 2 or 3 minutes, and I'd rather take that finish in the bag and take it home.
Taking a look at the results in the production classes, Mark Utek took the win in production GT.
No problems with the car itself. We had some problems with the driver, just not knowing quite how to handle the all-wheel drive yet, but that'll come with time.
One of the notable drives at Sno Drift was Scott Carlborn, who ran a smooth event in his rally truck to take the production class win. Scott's from Michigan's Upper Peninsula, so he's used to driving in the snow. And turning again to the two-wheel drive classes, Brian Hurt blew the engine on his car as he came through this corner and put himself out of the event. Third in two-wheel drive went to Eric Burmeister in this Group 2 car. Then it was Mike Hurst. And at the top among the two-wheel drive cars, Tad Otaki, who found the traction to be much better on the nighttime stages.
The cooler temperatures of the evening seemed to form a little bit more crust on the surfaces, so we actually had a little bit better traction than we were expecting.
Don't go away. The final two stages are coming up.
We got movement! Go, go, go!
Hang on, light.
The next generation Subaru Outback comes standard with full-time all-wheel drive.
There it is! Over there!
It delivers incredible traction and control.
I see it!
So you can always be ready to face the unknown.
Did you see the size of that thing?
Yeah, they're kind of cute when they're babies.
Subaru Outback.
Now you can get financing as low as 3.9% APR on all 2001 models.
Will she feel the same way if you lose your hair?
Sure. She'll just feel it about somebody else.
Don't worry, I love you. Anyway, you don't have to lose it.
Are you talking about Rogaine?
Rogaine? Maybe. Why not?
Rogaine. Yeah, why not? It's simple, it's safe, and it's clinically proven to help stop hair loss and regrow hair. Does she want you to use Rogaine? Better ask.
This time you're going to see everything from the inside. When I pass, you'll pass. When I brake, you'll brake. And when I crash, well, let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
The Speed Vision GT and Touring Car Championships broadcast right from the driver's seat with some of the greatest road racers of all time, like Derek Bell. He'll take you through every apex and pass, every checkered flag. Returning March 23rd at 8 Eastern, only on Speed Vision. When he screams, you'll scream.
This Pro Rally event is presented by Subaru, who invite you to experience the beauty of all-wheel drive. And by the Sports Car Club of America, America's premier motorsport sanctioning body. On the final stage now, Paul Schwanier has to keep his concentration level up. As he leads, all those flashes could be a distraction, but he comes across at 2 hours, 14.79. That's the time to beat. Mark Lovell now holding second place in only his first Pro Rally. His time? He's a minute 68 behind, good for second. Seamus Burke hoping that he can catch Lovell. He's taking advantage of every inch of the road, and even some places where there aren't road, shaving off hundreds of seconds wherever he can. And he's into the finish, 2 minutes 21. No, he doesn't quite make it, but it's good for third. And it's champagne time in Atlanta, as Paul Schwanier is the winner of the Sno Drift Pro Rally.
The moment we left this morning, the car was just incredibly perfect. We didn't even dare change the tire pressures today. We just put gas in and I wouldn't let them touch it. It was just incredible.
So Paul Schwanier starts this season where he ended last at the top of the leaderboard. Then it's Lovell, Burke, Scheibel, and Krolikowski, the top five. On to manufacturers' points, it's Hyundai in the lead, followed by Subaru and Mitsubishi. Make plans to join us for the Cherokee Trails Rally Monday, April 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Accommodations for our broadcast team provided by the Garland Four Seasons Resort in Lewiston, Michigan. I'm Tim Winker. We'll see you next time when we go rallying.
Well, we'll go for two.